Hello, I'm Sean with Hagen Mindfulness, and today we're exploring one of the foundational postures of Qigong. All right, and that is Wu Ji stance, also known as empty stance. All right, it's basically a neutral position that we often find before doing other postures and movements within Qigong. It's also just a great neutral position for the body to simply stand in. All right. And of course, that can be used in performance if you're a musician or a singer, in public speaking, or simply standing in line at the grocery store. You might find that it's an opportunity to simply be in balance with the body as it is. All right. So let's explore Wu Ji. All right. So let's start with the feet about hips distance apart, shoulders width apart. Find those are often very much the same. All right. And so we'll start with the crown of our head and we'll work down through the body. All right. So we'll elevate the head like a little hook is pulling you up from the top, and this has a tendency to allow the chin to drop and the back of the neck elongate. So often we spend our existence like this, right? And so the head comes forward. So here's an opportunity if we're pulling up from the back of the head. You'll find that the back of the head, the neck elongates, and the chin has a tendency to drop. All right, so let's try that. So elevating from the top of the head, the back of the neck gets a little longer, opens up, and the chin drops. Also find that from this position, the jaw relaxes. And now can you be aware of simply the tip of the tongue resting on the roof of the mouth? And let's just enjoy a breath here. All right, and working down our bodies. The next is the shoulders. And so often we have a tendency for our shoulders to creep up higher in what we do. All right, so perhaps right now, let's actually just lift our shoulders up and let them drop. Maybe do that a few times and get that sensation that the shoulders are low and maybe resting upon the upper ribs. All right. So elevating from the top of the head, tip of the tongue and the roof of the mouth, and shoulders hanging low on the ribs. All right. Now let's be aware of a little bit of space in the armpits. All right. Because so often we can kind of close up, or, we feel like we need to be posture in some way, right? We're simply going to hang, let the arms hang, and enjoy a bit of openness in the armpit. Okay. And now I want you to imagine that you're dropping your tailbone toward the earth. Okay. You might find that brings a slight rotation of the hips from here to here, but it opens up that lower back a little bit. And so now we get to experience lifting from the crown of the head, while at the same time from our tailbone is reaching toward the ground, sort of lengthening our spine. Awesome. And now let's see if we can place our knees above the balls of our feet. So if you look down for a moment, you might find that your knees are sort of leaning in. Is it possible to rotate them out so that they're over the balls of your feet? And you'll find there's a little softness in your knee when you do this, and I often get the sensation that my feet are sort of like corkscrewing into the ground just a little bit. Like there's some muscle engagement here, but there's this nice stability and actually a bit of relaxation from being in this posture. All right. And so now, quick review, lengthening from the top of the head, tip of the tongue in the roof of the mouth. Shoulders are low, sinking upon the ribs. A little bit of space in the armpits. Your tail is dropping like a plumb line to the ground. The knees screw out directly over the balls of the feet. And now your feet are shoulders width apart and your toes parallel, facing forward. All right. And now let's just sort of explore our balance in this posture. So let's lean forward until you feel you're about to tip. Lean backwards until you feel the same sensation. And just sort of rock back and forth until you find that secure, stable point of balance where your weight is evenly spread across the heel, ball of the foot, and perhaps along the outer edges of the feet. So now enjoy that sensation of your body sinking toward the floor as the crown of the head is reaching upward. All right. And now you can simply rest the eyes roughly 8 to 10 feet in front of you and soften your gaze. And this is neutral stance, or Wuji. Often the place we'll begin Qigong practice, and perhaps a posture you can find yourself in at various times throughout the day. All right, thanks so much. Again, this is Sean from Hagen Mindfulness, and this was Wuji.